Yeah, we've got a transmission coming in.
10-4.
Yeah, Brian, it's looking more and more like the Arizona Coyotes of the National Hockey League will be relocating to Utah next season.
Players and management has been told they are on their way. They will play next season in Salt Lake City.
The state is a sports state, which leads me to this.
Yes, it is. Welcome in live to the Delta Center. It is time to meet Utah's NHL franchise.
I'll answer it for him for the umpteenth time.
What?
That's right. This is the Puck Drop Podcast. Welcome. I am Cole, the NHL Music Man Chapman. I'm here with Destin Edgington. Lieutenant Dangle D is what we call him. We are here. We are episode 1. Destin, we made it. What are we doing?
We're having fun. Hey, first and foremost, we're having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's here.
Yes.
Kind of been a long time coming.
Long time.
In regard to that, though, even just for the NHL.
Yes.
Right? Not only where we're at, but
obviously,
with
Utah, we've got an NHL team, and it's going to be awesome. We don't know the name yet. We'll dive into that later, but I feel like that's kind of beating just
a dead horse.
It's beating a dead horse. Yeah. We're over it. Just get a name, get a season going.
Right.
Let's get some hockey talk going. So we've got a lot of things in store for this episode 1. In about the 1 hour mark, we've got a special surprise guest, Destin.
I'm not going to name it. We've gone over this.
Yeah, we have gone over this.
And how many times did I say it?
Yeah, so we have a special guest. He's going to be, honestly, supporting this podcast. He's just popping in for a quick video in episode 1, but down the road, we plan on fully having him on some live podcasts.
Absolutely.
Maybe just some video podcasts and whatnot.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of you already know. Please don't go throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it. People know. I mean,
some people.
Some.
They think
some
they know.
people. Yeah. Until they don't. Exactly.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Well, allegedly.
A couple other things. We're gonna with hockey being so new in Utah, and myself, right? I'm somewhat new to hockey itself, and we want to help the people that are new to it. We want to be educational. And we have decided to create a segment called Hockey for Dummies.
Can we roll into that in a minute?
Yeah, we will.
I want to know your background.
Okay, yeah.
I think the people deserve to know your background.
So we're going to talk about our names here, and that's kind of where we're rolling into right now. So Lieutenant Dangle D. I know I kind of shortened it up for the podcast. I know it's a little bit longer, but where does Lieutenant Dangle D come from, and what's your background with hockey?
Background of hockey. Don't remember even learning how to play. Not gonna lie. I was probably 3 or 4 years old when I started skating. It was definitely one of those things where it's a learn to walk, if you will. Yeah. You just kind of, it naturally occurred.
You're probably more comfortable on skates than you are walking at this point, right?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable because I'm, no fam like hockey fam. Let's get that clear. Yeah. To be honest. Yeah. But at the end of the day, growing up, all I did was passion. Yeah. You had a genuine to it.
Did your dad get you into it? I talked with your dad a little bit.
The other day. So my cousin Rex did.
Okay.
And he definitely was like top goalie. Played under. A lot of people I can mention, but
youth leagues.
Yes, I mean, and travel and stuff.
Travel teams and whatnot.
Yeah, and great goalie, right?
Yeah.
And he was a goalie as well, so no feelers out there on that. But
so where does Lieutenant Dangle D come from?
So that stemmed from a long time. I mean, there's a lot of hockey lingo. We can dive into that one later. Yeah. We'll come back to that one. But no, in regard to that though, just the sacrifices my parents had to make. Yeah. I mean. My mom did a lot for me. Shout out to Mom, by the way, and Dad, for sure. Pops, thank you.
His dad's awesome. I met him.
No, I mean, it was one of those things where, at 10 to 12 years old, I was already traveling to Canada.
That's cool.
We would hop up on a bus, charter bus, you had TVs in it and stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. Everything was itemized. You had your itinerary, if you will, we're mobbing to Canada. You know, you hit Alberta, BC, British Columbia.
Yeah.
You go all the way around to Providences, and I mean, it was you know, something special.
And you played in high school?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I heard a couple stories about your high school games.
Which ones?
Only the good ones.
Okay. Well, we won state, so I mean that was fun.
Yeah,
it only took 4 years.
your dad was telling me about that one,
It
and I
only
think you
took
had
4 years,
a
but-
big assist in that game. And
Yeah, 1 goal, 1 assist.
Yeah.
So I mean that was fun. But high school was
What high school?
Fremont
right.
High School. Yeah.
High school.
2009.
Represent the local.
Yep. 2009. Go Silver
Cool.
Wolves. Hockey's come a long way since I grew up playing. It's not like what it was.
Yeah. And I feel like it's growing, right?
Oh,
I mean, obviously,
beyond extent.
especially in Utah. but
extensively.
I feel like in general, just people like I'm just gonna bring up the NBA real quick. Basketball. I feel like people are getting bored of it.
Well,
People, there's too much flopping. There's too much like you touch somebody and it's a foul. And I think people are honestly, they want to find action. They want to find physicality what better than hockey, right?
And you're not wrong though. That can go for hockey nowadays as well. I mean, it's like there's embellishment, you know.
And what is embellishment? Let's dive
Embellishment.
into hockey for dummies real quick.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, embellishment is where you get like a tap on the lip. You get bumped in the face or something, and you're gonna flop.
And you fake it.
Flop, yeah.
And what happens? They get called for penalty. So LeBron James would not make it in
I didn't want
the
to say
NHL.
names, but yes. That
He'd
means
be in the penalty box left and right.
And in all fairness with that, though, like one of my, and it's not my favorite meme because
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a favorite meme, but one of my memes that I really enjoyed to look at was where you've got the NBA, LeBron getting carried off because he rolled his ankle or whatever the hell happened. Excuse my language, but and then literally you've got a dude that gets
right below it's like a hard body check. I've seen that one.
Punctured lung, broken ribs, and then revived
even
on the bench.
videos that they show, it shows like a
Revived-
NBA
no,
foul, and it's like, oh.
Well, and the guy in the NHL, the guy gets revived on the bench and then comes back out, or comes back too, and wants to go back out. You know, like
Hockey players are beasts.
well, I don't. It's
They're
just
tough. They're tough. They're bulletproof
It's-
almost.
well, allegedly. No, but it's one of those things where it's like there's no time. Like, make the game fun, right?
Yeah.
Keep the game fun, and
Yep.
don't take away fighting.
Yeah.
And that goes for everybody. I mean, and young youth don't fall into that. But I'm just saying, like there's enforcers for a reason. There's things in place for a reason, right? Like honestly, they'll go punch each other a little bit. But you know what that does is
But it gains respect. Like at the end of the day, like they respect each other after fights.
Oh, of
and
course.
you see it all
They'll
the time.
shake hands all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gains a momentum.
Yeah.
It's
for
a
sure.
crowd thing. It's an engagement.
exciting.
Yeah, it's an
It's
engagement.
exciting.
You can go beat somebody up and then
And
hey, we're
as
here.
the
Like old back in the day, you ever get into a fist fight at
Yep.
school in middle school, shake hands after.
Yep.
Absolutely.
ditto.
Yep.
So when I did the music for the Grizzlies, man, fights
Yeah.
were my favorite.
So diving into you
Yes.
now. Let's see what you. What
So
you got.
I've kind of deemed myself Cole, the NHL music man Chapman.
I love it. Love it.
And I in no way am I associated with the NHL, but I'm pushing for it. I did the music for the Utah Grizzlies for 5 seasons, and that's when I fell in love with hockey. When I started doing the music for the Grizzlies, I didn't know what icing was. I didn't know any of the rules. I just knew music. I knew what people wanted to hear, and I knew how to work it to certain situations.
Well, and that's how we met.
Yeah,
Long time ago. Yeah.
My dad did the music for the Utah Jazz for 11 seasons during the Karl Malone through, I believe, like Carlos Boozer maybe era.
The good era.
Yeah. Some of the best jazz
Shout out to that
right.
90s era.
Yeah. I mean, that's when
late
basketball
90s,
was
early
fun to watch.
2000s. Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of experience doing just sports music in general. My brother did the Utah State, University of Utah music for their basketball team, and
Oh, cool.
and so the Utah Jazz, they got new management. They came in, they let everybody go. No hard feelings. Not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Well,
but shortly after that, the Utah Grizzlies hit us up and said, "Hey, you wanna come and do our music?" And my dad he's a busy guy, so he's
Tracy,
like,
right?
Yeah, Tracy Chapman, and he's like, "Well, I'll do it, but you need to hire my son, my 2 boys also."
Awesome.
And so that's kind of how I got involved. And man, did I fall in love with hockey then. You know, playing music for certain situations was so much fun.
Absolutely.
Fights, you know, we'd throw out, "You gotta fight for your right." Obviously.
Party.
Gotta play that song.
No, I love it.
So yeah,
music's huge.
Yeah,
So.
it's fun, and I love like seeing the crowd getting engaged. You know, that's some of my favorite like when I'm playing music, some of my I'm not even looking at what's going on the ice or anything. I'm looking at the crowd and like pointing out people that are dancing and whatnot. It's just,
and yeah, you're
so
doing your due diligence on what you.
My favorite is play Tootsie
crowd
Roll.
control.
Let me see that Tootsie rolling.
Nothing wrong with that.
Those were fun. Those are fun people.
As long
to watch.
as you're not doing the whole line dancing and the crowd.
Yeah,
Just,
I'll throw down some Boo Scoop Boogie.
Nothing wrong with it, man. Hey, crowd feel, baby.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, I've just been pushing to get this NHL job, and I feel good. Feel good about it. They're starting to post jobs for it, and man, yeah, I have big plans if that happens. I want to get involved with the community. You know, like
Absolutely.
What did you think about the music on that game?
Well,
What can I do to improve? Like I want to like start a group,
absolutely.
Facebook group, and send me suggestions. Let's talk about it.
Well, and in regard to that, I'm putting another feeler out for everybody. We've got a lot lined up.
A lot.
Without going into detail.
We can't go into details yet on some stuff. But,
Yeah.
but we have so much support. It's ridiculous.
It's incredible. And shout out to that for
Yeah.
sure. In regard to that though, like this will find its way for sure. I mean, for you and myself and what we're doing.
And it's episode 1. We're just going to get better at this, and it's going to be. We're just going to have fun doing it. We're going to be authentic.
We're having conversations.
Yeah.
I mean,
at the end of the day, we've got big fancy cameras looking at us right now, but
it's fine.
But we're just going to pretend like they're naked.
Well, I'm on stage right now.
Yeah.
I don't
pretend
give a
the
shit.
cameras are naked.
Puck that. Welcome to the puck drop. By the way.
Welcome to the puck drop.
So, in all fairness, no, it's one of those things where, there's infinite amount of possibilities of talk, right?
Yeah.
But we've got so much in place. Shout out to ARK Studios. I can proudly say that.
Arc Studios, they're amazing.
Yeah. ARK, yep.
Yeah.
It's been incredible so far.
I feel like that's a pretty good story.
Happened rapidly. I mean,
we need to talk about how we got introduced to Arc Studios. So Aaron Carr, he owns Arc Studios. I've known him for about 10 years. I produced some music for him like 10 years ago.
Umpteen years ago.
Yeah, umpteen years ago. And produced a couple sounds, honestly, just for his personal music. And that was like 10 years ago. So fast forward to today, I seen somebody on the Connect Utah page talking about podcasting and doing videos and whatnot. And I was interested, right? Like, because I've got this music studio, like I'm getting involved in the NHL and Utah stuff. And I'm like, man, let's start a podcast. Like, what are we doing? So somebody posted a question, right? And I'm scrolling through the comments, and I just pick a random comment, right? Like there were so many comments to choose from, and I just picked this one random comment, and I messaged the dude, and I said, "Hey, I'm interested in possibly doing some video stuff because I think that would be cool. That'd be fun."
When I saw that, I actually went back on that. And you said something. I was like, "Wait, where?
Yeah.
Really? Are you kidding?"
This guy ends up messaging. I can't remember his name. I wish I could shout him out right now, but. He messages me and he's like, "Hey, what's your phone number? I'm going to put you into a group chat." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Here's my number." He puts me into a group chat and he starts off with, "Hey, there's 3 people in this group chat. There's Cole Chapman, there's Aaron Carr, and there's myself." I'm like, "Shut up, dude. Like, you really just connected me with Aaron Carr. Like, I've known this guy forever." And yeah, I feel like that was just like, I'm a big guy with like energies, right? I'm not like a religious person, but I do believe in like just good energy, right? Yeah. And that was one of those things that just happened, and I was like, wow, like I feel like this is just like meant to happen. Right. So we hit up Aaron.
Regardless of religion, good energy.
Yeah.
Putting it out there.
And here we are.
Hard work pays off, man. There's nothing to it, but
so
kind of wild ride. I mean, it's only been maybe 3.5 weeks, give or take.
Yeah, we've been on meetings, we've been on phone calls, we've been grinding. Honestly, and this is just like I'm so passionate about just being on a microphone and music and all that. You're passionate about the hockey, and we joined the forces, And here we are today, and it's a cool thing, dude. We're
Yeah.
doing something cool here, and I'm so excited for the future.
Well, and I'm not here to talk about myself, but
Do it.
at the same time, like, this is introduction,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I do coach youth hockey.
Yep.
It's been fun, honestly. Like
How many years?
3 now. Took a good long break, right?
Yeah.
You know, life happens quick. Bought
We
a
kind of
house,
talked
like
about this
you
yesterday.
know.
Sometimes you got to take. Sometimes
and-
you got to reset.
Well, and it wasn't
take a break from.
It wasn't the faction of that I wanted to take
Yeah.
a break. It was more so that
Sometimes
like,
it just happens.
life happens quick, and
Exactly.
I'm building what I'm building,
crazy
and
thing.
doing what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
you kind of step away from it. But once you've done that for so long, I mean, I didn't have a social life growing up.
Yeah.
Like, I got kicked out of Fremont with a 3.4
What'd you do? No. I'm just kidding.
attendance.
Attendance. I was hoping for something
yeah,
fun.
Yeah, my attendance. No, yeah, because I was gone so
You didn't. You
so
didn't
much.
bomb the school assembly or
Absolutely
anything?
not. We don't say that either. Like,
Oh, sorry. I mean, just mess it up.
No. I didn't. Yeah, no school pranks.
Bum,
by
bum,
the way. No school pranks. Well, no. If so facto,
Yeah.
rode some dirt bikes,
Yeah.
like some pit bikes on the field, but can't come back on that one. But
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's one of those things where like growing up doing nothing but hockey, right? No social life. I was gone all the time. Wouldn't trade it for the world. But at the end of the day, too, though, it's like it taught so much.
Yeah.
Like you've got discipline, right?
Teamwork.
You've got but it's like I was lucky enough to play baseball, like a little bit of football, not much, but like dirt bikes. Like I got to do most of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's just no family like hockey family.
Yeah.
The camaraderie, the teamwork, the
The respect for each other.
Well,
and-
but that carries over to everyday life.
yeah.
And I know everybody watching will appreciate that
Yeah.
because that is so true.
Yeah.
And parents, shout out to all the parents, without a doubt. Like any youth hockey player watching this right now, go hug your freaking parents and tell them thank you.
Yeah.
Because you have no idea the amount of
Effort
work
and time.
everything,
right?
time. I mean, you name
It's
it.
a busy life.
I mean, and money. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
especially the travel teams and whatnot.
yeah. So in regard to having youth hockey, the way it is now, from where I grew up, right? The NHL coming here is going to be phenomenal.
I'm so excited.
There's going to be like I'll call it a grant. Now I don't know exactly what that means and entails, but I know there's going to be a lot of things in place. Or what team, what youth hockey team, right?
Yeah.
And that's far down the road right now. But there's going to
They
be
are
so
hiring
much.
for that job though right now. The coordinator for youth hockey for the youth hockey program. So if you're listening to this and you don't know about this job posting, they're looking for a youth hockey
Huge.
program manager.
Huge.
Yeah, and
That's
obviously
huge.
that's going to piggyback off of the NHL team and everything.
And that's huge.
So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, we want the youth to get involved. My
Well,
my
they're
two
involved.
nephews
It's-
heavily in. They love hockey, dude. My brother's been getting them into baseball and basketball and you name it.
Oh yeah.
And
as
something
should,
about
as
hockey,
should.
dude. Yeah, something about hockey.
Telling you,
they
dude.
love it, dude.
It's that
Yeah.
crab claw, man.
Yep.
Golden handcuffs.
Yep.
Telling you. You just the rapport of it. It's like you're there for your team and your family, right? Like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's not just I mean we could go into a rabbit hole here on baseball, right? I loved baseball. That was like my next second, right? You can literally.
So you like all the boring sports that.
I don't watch them. I don't watch them, but I liked playing them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I'll tell you one thing. Baseball, man, it's tough for me to watch. I love baseball.
Well, when it comes down
Tough
to
for me
like
to
the
watch.
series and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm all for it, but
dude, yeah. So playoffs,
right.
that's good TV watching.
Who's your team?
St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm sorry.
I don't even know why, but it's just like a family.
So
thing.
wait.
Come on, Mark
no,
McGuire,
no,
Albert Pujols.
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
go.
You
Let's
would,
go.
You would.
Let's
you
talk
would.
about that.
Yeah, you would. So I want to know your baseball team. I want to know your hockey team. I want to know
We're going
your
down this road.
Yeah. I want to know your soccer team.
No,
Yeah.
don't have one.
Anyway,
I'll just
yeah.
say RSL.
We'll throw that. Yeah. Agreed upon.
Yeah,
Agreed
yeah.
upon. Sorry. Hey, nothing wrong with that though.
Okay, what do we miss? We'll just go. there's
Look,
so there's
NBA, obviously.
yeah. I mean, obviously jazz for me, but
Jazz for
we'll
me
go
as
with the
well,
two
so.
sports. We'll go with football, baseball,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
Football,
And,
baseball,
and I
hockey.
want to know your college football team if you have one.
I don't have one either.
Not
I've been
yet.
dabbling with college more lately. It is more exciting.
It's fun.
And again, that's another way out of like these professional sports that are getting way too, I don't know.
Overzealous.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know. The way some of
feel
these
you.
sports and whatnot are going are, it's like, okay, I need to break
It's
from
almost
that.
too political. to an
Yeah,
extent.
and and it's like we don't, like at the end of the day, we just want
No, I'm not
sport.
going into that. Yeah.
No, we're not going into politics,
No,
but
no, keep
we
going.
want fun. We just want to be entertained, right? So here we go. Football, Miami Dolphins.
I'm sorry.
And the reason why
I'm just teasing.
Hey,
I'm
they
just
made it
teasing.
to the
I'm just
playoffs, all
teasing.
right.
I'm just teasing.
We got some work to do, but
You're gonna hear mine and go, really?
so Miami Dolphins. I'll tell you why. My mother, shout out to mom. She had a crush on Dan Marino back in the day, and that is the only reason. Yeah, we've got
Shout out Dan.
We got a little Wheaties box in the background. Don't know if you can see it, but
Tag Dan. Tag Dan.
shout out to Dan Marino.
What's your mother's name? Don't tell that. Don't tell that.
Robin.
Okay. That's, I was gonna say. Don't say it.
So she had a crush on him, and that's the only reason that we are Dolphins fans. But you know what? Wouldn't change it for the world. Love that team. They're fun to watch, especially now. Come on, we got Tyreek Hill, and we've
Well,
got,
no, and you're
got a
not
lot of
wrong.
stuff going on.
I can relate to that.
Tua Tagovailoa, our quarterback.
Okay, enough of football. Anyway,
Yeah.
What's the other team?
I can go down a rabbit hole.
I know.
We'll save that for
You're over there
episode
naming
50.
players, and I'm like,
So St. Louis Cardinals, already talked to you about that. And then the Vegas Golden Knights is my NHL team. For now, right? Obviously, look. We
I
don't
mean,
have
granted.
yeah. I mean, obviously, Utah's my team now. But I'll tell you why the Vegas Golden Knights are my team. And I feel like it's a pretty good reason. It's not like...
So I'm going to cut you off. Are you going to go Knights number 1 or Utah hockey number 2?
No, it's going to be Utah 1, Knights 2, for sure. Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Gotta support the Utah team.
Local. Yep.
But yeah, going back to like why I'm a Golden Knights fan, I'll tell you. So when I got into hockey, like I was explaining earlier, when I was doing the music for the Utah Grizzlies, I was new to hockey, and I didn't know a lot about hockey. And I think the Golden Knights, I don't know when they were, I can't remember the exact year they were established, but I started the music at the Grizzlies in 2014.
Right.
And the Golden Knights were not a team yet. I think they were maybe 2017, maybe 16.
18, maybe.
Maybe
They've
16
been
to
6
18,
years
let's say.
ish. So yeah, give or take. Yeah.
So they were a new team, right? And I was new to hockey, and I needed a team. And
Well,
what better than the closest state to Utah?
Ironically enough, remember when I'd hit you up and be like, "Oh, you're the music
Yeah,
man.
I remember you texted me.
some
I was
ticks?
like, I was
Ticks? I
on
need
a,
some-
I was like on a vacation or camping or something.
I was like, I need some tickets, man. I know you're working.
Yeah.
You'd be
Well,
like,
no, you texted me one time. They were doing like a camp. The Vegas Golden Knights were doing a camp or something in Utah. You don't remember this?
Oh no, this wasn't that. That wasn't too long ago. They actually
Yeah.
came and promoted here.
Yeah. But
That was a few
on that
months ago.
story,
I'm talking
yeah.
about 3, 5, 4
Oh,
years
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
give or take. But like, I was like, dude, give me some ticks.
Oh, what, to the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
then
I
you
didn't-
just
I didn't get tickets. I got a couple
I know.
signed sticks. That's about all I could get.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
doing what you love.
Yeah.
Doing what you love,
But-
enjoy it. Like,
But yeah, you hit me up that one time. I was like on vacation or something. You're like,
Well, I
and it
remember
was
that,
so
yeah.
out of the blue, and you're like, "Hey, the Vegas Golden Knights
Well,
are
it was
here.
like the day
Here's
before.
the address."
Yeah.
And I was
Watch
like,
the
"No
announcers.
way!"
Yeah.
It's like, "Dang it, I couldn't make it." So
I know. It happens. It
that was
happens.
cool though.
So.
That was cool.
It was
So,
fun.
Teams. Let's hear it.
Atlanta
NFL.
Braves.
Okay. Baseball.
Baseball.
Braves. Okay. Side story on the Braves, dude. When they made it to the
Chipper Jones, baby.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones,
That's
my guy.
Such a great classic name
I
in
love it.
sports history.
So a lot of history in Florida, considering my name being Destin, right?
Yeah.
So everything that revolves around local,
Yeah.
and that as we are here now, right? Like to an extent, if you will. Chipper Jones, my dude. Like when I played baseball, because I had to pick. It got to a point where my mother was like, baseball or hockey, and I was like,
Okay. I thought she was going to make you pick between two teams. I'm like,
no,
what a great mother.
No. It was like, well, so like resorting back to when we were
right.
talking about hockey,
Yeah.
like I made the Utah Stars AA team, right? When I
Okay.
was young. That's when we were going to Canada, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if she was literally crying in the car because I actually made the team, for one, or for two, if it were the fact that she saw dollar signs.
Yeah. Or the fact that you chose hockey over baseball. No, I'm just kidding.
With the dollar signs,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, thanks, open up the letter
Yeah.
and whatever. And like before we had phones and I had a pager
Yeah.
and stuff, I'm over there map questing things and we're in San Jose, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like it was wild.
But
and like she's over there tearing up and I'm like, I made it.
I have something about the Braves that honestly stuck with me. They were in the World Series, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was such an intense game. So, again, baseball playoffs, oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
it goes there.
They are intense. So, they were down, I think, or maybe they were up by one, or they were, like, down by one, and the crowd started doing the, ole, ole, or they have a chant there.
Yeah.
What's the chant that they do? I can't
It's
remember,
basically
but-
like
yeah. They started doing
Seminole,
that,
like,
and it was so loud. The crowd was so into it, and it was so loud. I was like, "Holy cow!" I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
well, that's
but dude, they were doing the chant, and then boom, home run! Like, oh my gosh, it was wild. It was wild, and that's just one of those moments that like stuck with me. I was like, man, that was cool.
Well,
that was
yeah.
a cool day
Well,
to be a Braves fan.
So like I'm resorting back to that too,
Yeah.
like Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm a Seminoles fan for college. No two ways about
Yeah.
it. Braves fan, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Destin, Florida, right in that vicinity. I'm an Eagles fan for football.
Okay,
So, go Eagles.
Eagles suck.
Yeah, you can put your bikini bottom back down.
Suck.
Miami sucks. Just teasing. You'd think I'd be probably a Miami fan, but
Eagles are dominant right now, and that's
Well,
why I say they suck.
They're
They're a tough team. They're a tough team.
In all fairness, I'm going to go ahead and clear the air right now. Apologize to everybody that disagrees. I'm a Blackhawks fan. Always have been. Family's native. Got a lot of native with me. Shout out to Rex, my Uncle Bill, my cousins. They got me into hockey. Ryan.
Didn't you guys get that
Brandon.
new rookie?
Who?
There's
Connor Bedard.
Oh, dude.
He's a stud.
How? So
But
I didn't.
we
I
need-
didn't see much of him in his first season. How'd he do? Do you know anything about? Like,
He killed it. I mean, he's up
Oh,
for
man,
a lot
so
of things.
talented.
But we just there needs to be more support.
you need more.
Right?
Well, yeah, it's team sport.
We
right?
need more veterans.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a young team. We're on a rebuild,
Yep.
complete rebuild.
I mean, similar to the Utah team, right?
I was just going to say the
yeah,
same thing.
I feel like we're
same.
further along in our rebuild than the Blackhawks.
No offense to Alex Mueller, but you
Yeah.
pooched it. You
Yeah.
you straight pooched it,
Yeah.
bud. If you're watching this, and
Yeah.
one day you'll see this, but you pooched it. You couldn't find an arena. I mean, and then they come to Utah from a 4,500 capacity to what, 12 to 14,000
Yeah.
people. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They're excited
And-
to play here. I
And
mean,
we had a little drop in in our intro song of the.
yeah.
And if you know hockey and if you watched that interview, you know exactly what that moment was like. It was the NHL commissioner and the Arizona Coyotes owner. Man, the commissioner was just getting pissed off.
Oh yeah,
Like that.
Gary Bettman.
Yeah,
He had
And-
to do the whole
yeah, I'll answer it
explain
for him
Yeah, yeah.
for the umpteenth time. Like, oh my gosh, I
Gary
felt I was it was almost it was so cringy to watch, and I felt so honestly. Any Arizona Coyotes fans, if you're watching this, like obviously I know that you're probably going to be
We feel
following
bad
the Utah
for you,
team. Yeah,
but-
we feel bad for you, and it wasn't like
But hey, you got 5 years. You got
Yeah.
5 years to build. So
I feel
working
bad
on
for you guys, and it was out of your control, and it was completely in the owner's control, and
he gave it to his son. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
And,
Anyway,
I mean,
Bedard.
he's a billionaire and he couldn't figure it out. But so, yeah. But that was a great idea though to put that in our intro.
Yeah, no.
I produced that intro. Thank you. That was a fun time. But
In all regard, though, we have a young team.
yeah,
We've got a lot of cap space.
yeah,
It's going to be exciting to see. Hopefully, the GMs know what they're doing. And I
I have faith.
I do.
Yeah,
So this is my I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I want to explain.
I mean, obviously we have names in place. I mean, I'm not going to the namesake.
Yeah.
That's out of our hands.
We were talking about.
We've all voted.
We were talking about how young our team was and all that.
Right.
Okay, so we touched a good base on that.
Right.
Utah's looking in a great spot. Oh, you asked me how many years is it going to take for us to get to the playoffs?
Absolutely. Well,
Dude.
not even the playoffs. I'm not worried about the playoffs.
Okay.
Getting a cup.
Getting a cup.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll give you both.
I'll bet you a Buffalo nickel.
All right, I don't know what that is, but
A Buffalo
I'll bet
nickel.
that. I have no idea.
You don't know what a Buffalo nickel
No,
is.
in we can talk about that later.
Jeez. Lord have mercy.
Okay, so
That's good.
I'm thinking.
All right.
I'm thinking 1 year for playoffs
Okay.
because we almost made the playoffs this year, and we already kind of talked about this with Nick.
Well, granted.
Shout out to Nick.
Yeah.
We'll get him on the pod.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. So 1 year playoffs. I think we're gonna make it to the playoffs as the Utah Hockey Club. I really do. Because we were so close.
Well, that's 1 year.
And Nick,
Well,
I
I'm
trust
not worried
his
about
judgment.
playoffs.
No, I know. I'm giving you both. I'm giving you both.
Yeah.
1 year for playoffs. Again, we almost made it. We had a rough December month.
Yep.
The Arizona Coyotes, but
Right.
could have made the playoffs this year. I think they're going to make it this year.
Well,
Cup.
And that's the biggest thing too. I'm going to add to this, and we're going to talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of cap space, right?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of movement, right? There's a lot
Good young talent that's not going anywhere.
That might be dispersed
Yeah.
because you've got that cap space.
Wow.
We need veterans. We need defense. We need a lot.
But
right?
we're probably gonna keep those Logan Cooley and
Logan Cooley, yes.
and-
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know about the whole. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like GMs will make those decisions.
Yeah.
I have my
Spicy
thoughts, but
Tuna might have to go. Not gonna lie, sorry Utah.
I think he's gonna get signed. But with his penalty minutes,
Yeah, so that's what I was going to bring
that's
up.
like
He
that's
has
a little tight.
For all the people that are stoked about Spicy Tuna, one fact that you need to know: he had the most penalty minutes
But-
in the entire NHL last year.
But he's a good hockey player.
He's a good
as
hockey
a
player.
defenseman.
And he
but
fights.
he's just got to
And
control that.
But he brings that energy too.
Yeah.
So
But
so there's
that's
a balance.
enforcer, right? There's differences.
Yeah. Yep.
But you can open up cap space, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're at, where we're going to pull in a lot of talent, but
Yeah.
we need veteran talent to combine that to make it where it needs to be.
Jonathan Marchessault.
That would be not a bad one, but
He's available.
We're looking for defensemen too, like
Yeah.
even Nurse
Yeah.
from the Oilers isn't a bad one. We can dive into this later though.
Yeah.
This is just more of our intro video, so I don't want to go into too much depth.
Yeah.
But I want to go back. I know we're squirreling, and I'm fine with it. That's how this
We're
works.
podcasting, bro.
Yeah, this works. It works. Golden
Yeah,
Eagles.
solid Golden Eagles. Okay, so let's explain
Sheesh.
first. Again, a lot of our viewers are new to the NHL, new to hockey. Explain to us, what is the Salt Lake Golden Eagles? Where did they come from? Where did they start from? Give it to us.
So 1960. Now I can't remember the name. I want to say Salt Palace.
Yeah,
is where they
that's-
played.
That is
correct?
where they played. Yep.
Yeah. 1960 to 94. They were our semi-pro team.
That's what is that? 30 something years.
Yeah. I mean, well, depending on if you're going back to the 60s, but
Yeah.
a lot of good talent came out of there. For example, the reason I wear 1-4, shout out Theo Fleury.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure he sees this as well. Stay tuned. No, 5'6" in the NHL. You know, he was a 7-time Olympian.
Just a little guy.
Or 7-time national champion. Excuse me, not Olympian. Won a cup, played for Calgary. Just a ton to do with the progress and like the semi-pro, right? Like a lot of history for Utah with the Golden Eagles,
Right.
and then there's a lot of discrepancy now, right? With Golden Eagles, Golden Knights. Well, I'm going to take this back to what happens with what kind of rivalry could we create?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's few and far between.
And the
now.
Salt Lake Golden Eagles were
Just
were
to be
what?
fair.
What at what level of hockey were they?
Semi-pro.
We have the age
Semi-pro.
AHL.
Semi-pro. Better than that, yeah. Way better than that, yeah. I mean,
isn't the
it's
AHL
changed.
right
it's all
below the
changed.
NHL?
It's all changed, yes,
Okay,
but it's all
yeah,
changed.
it's
I mean, this is back in the day, so
Yeah, right.
retrospect speaking, right? No, but in all regard, it's like you got the White Sox, you got the Red Sox.
Yeah. So
You
why
know,
can't we have the
Golden
Utah
Eagles.
Golden Eagles?
But we have
Or the
history
Salt Lake
with it.
Golden Eagles,
And
yeah.
so when it comes to terms, and I don't want to go into this too far,
Yeah.
we've had a little bit of convo on it, but you know,
Yeah,
like
maybe
like
somebody owns the rights to the name. Like the name wasn't even on the ballot.
Well,
which
and I
is
know who
just
owns the
insane
rights
to
to
me.
the name.
Yeah,
It's just-
and maybe there was logistics behind that as
Well,
to
exactly,
why
exactly.
it wasn't on the ballot.
And you're
you know?
not wrong. And I mean, it's too far between, but I know people want to know. And I'm still gonna we're still gonna have people on the podcast that grew up.
Yeah.
And I know this for a fact that
I actually think I made
grew up playing at the Salt Palace
Yeah.
and Golden Eagles.
Yeah,
So
I think I got a
don't-
connection
don't-
from
don't-
my day job actually.
Well, no. Well,
Yeah,
not only that,
yeah.
but I mean, we've
actual
got
players
yeah.
from the Salt Lake Golden
We
Eagles.
want
We
to
plan to
hear.
have.
We
them
want to
on.
hear the history. I mean, I
Yeah.
think people deserve to know the
Yeah.
history. It's a fascinating thing. It just builds everything up to where we're
Fun
at.
team
now.
to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's been umpteen
Yeah.
years.
Umpteen years.
So, you know, it's fascinating to hear. So,
Yeah. So
in
what other
regard to
teams
that.
do we have that are just hot right now in Utah? We've got the Ogden Mustangs, right?
Absolutely, shout
Ogden
out.
Mustangs. I don't know if you guys have ever been to an Ogden Mustangs game, but man, they are fun. I've
Well,
been to,
and that's
I've
the
been to a
best
few.
part is that they're in the USPHL.
Yeah. And they're just scrappy, dude.
Well, and
I
the
think they're
Oh.
even funner than the Grizzlies games, to be honest. They
Well,
like
they're-
to fight. They like to
Yeah,
check. They
absolutely.
And shout out to
Well-
the Ogden ice sheet too, man. That place with the view, with the
Like
mountains
the
in the background
Olympics and everything.
Oh man,
yeah,
it's just beautiful. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
correct. Yep. Not only that, but like 16 to 21-year-olds. Okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating, right? They bumped up a division to be where they're at, right? So it's the USPHL, which is a huge thing. They get college offers. They get scouted juniors. Like they get scouted all over the place. I can't remember the goalie's name. That will come later. I do remember the goalie's name, but I'm not going to drop it. To Canada to go play to be prospected for the NHL and stuff, directed that way, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of talent coming out of Utah without what we have as a basis with now the NHL Utah.
Yeah.
Things are getting exciting beyond belief.
So exciting.
It's incredible to see
Yeah.
where we're at with what's going on. They're in the NCDC, so the USPHL, they are classified as the NCDC, okay, which is the top tier. So it goes like NCDC. If I can remember correctly, it goes like elite or something, I believe. Elite, premier, maybe. I could be totally wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm supposed to be.
You're the hockey expert.
I know.
here.
I know. There's a lot of variables.
You're gonna have to correct yourself.
A lot of variables going on, and then it goes down to midget. Okay,
Yeah.
so it goes down to midget. So there's a lot of different,
A lot of different things.
Yeah.
So-
To unpack, and right now this is
Yeah.
trying to be intro. So I don't want to unpack all those things quite
All
yet.
right, we can dive into that. But
no,
and bottom
absolutely.
line, we have some stuff. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
we have hockey history here. We have
I was gonna say, don't say
with
something.
semi-pro with semi-pro
Oh,
and
big time.
and just like regular hockey events.
and even
that-
the ECHL with the
Yep.
Grizzlies. Like I mean,
Grizzlies,
it's like
obviously,
there's,
gotta love them.
and
I will always have love for them.
well, of course, support.
Yes.
It's always support.
I won't talk about how our exit
So-
happened there, but
And that doesn't matter. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it's up and coming, even more so, right? Like, there is so much to unpack, and this is just the kickoff.
yeah, we're kicking it off.
Like,
And you know what?
this
We're
is the
late.
puck-
I'm
this
going
is-
to point it out.
No. Excuse me. This is the puck drop.
Yeah, this
This
is
is
the
the
puck drop.
puck drop.
This is
the puck drop and mic drop. I mean,
Ha!
it is what it is. I mean, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
So
Like,
I'm gonna kind of touch base on that. We are late. We are late to the game, and that's fine because
late to what game?
Well, the podcast game, because there's been a lot of
We'll be
podcasts that started up very quickly. But great things take time, and I feel like we put a lot of thought into this, and we hired the right people. And our logo is just going to be so sick. We're going to have merchandise.
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
gonna be
we've already
awesome.
got everything set up. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of what we have going, stay tuned.
We're doing some stuff with Hockey Stops. Shout out to Hockey Stops.
Oh, big shout out to Hockey Stops. That's actually the first thing we should have said.
They're actually our first sponsor. Is that right?
Yep, Corey. Thank you so much.
The official,
Hey,
right?
yep, Corey,
They've paid
the owner.
their way.
I mean,
They're
you
making
watched.
moves.
You watched.
Yeah.
I mean,
I called them today.
we just went and I'm going to go back on that
Yeah.
too. Shout out to Corey. Huge shout out to Corey. Hockey Stops.
And for those
hockey
that you
shop.
don't know, Hockey Stops is a local storefront, right?
Yep.
In Ogden.
Right up. Yep. Right
Okay.
off of
Hockey Stops in Ogden.
right by the ice
Go
sheet
check him
in
out.
Ogden.
Corey,
Yeah.
if you don't have an online website, you need to get one soon because
got
we're
one.
just about to blow
We're
it
gonna
up.
promote it and everything else with
Yeah.
it. So, in regard to that though, like I just played Corey. You went and watched. You know.
Yeah, I saw you guys both play. And
Yeah,
great
we
game.
played against each other,
Yeah.
and you know, you dapped me up
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'll never forget it. So, I'm looking at you right now, Corey. But, no, huge
yeah.
shout out to Hockey Stops. Everything that they come with it, like the values.
I mean, it's support,
like
right?
Absolutely.
We're just trying to build this community. We're trying to make it bigger.
Yeah.
We're trying to, everything hockey. It's such a great sport, you guys. Like, if you don't watch hockey right now, now's the time to get into it.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of veteran, hockey guys out there that are like, oh, you don't know what icing is? Like, you know what? Shut up, dude.
Well,
like,
and
at
then,
the end of the day,
and then I hear a lot of like, oh, it's like soccer. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
even know what offsides is in soccer. All I see is like something go up, and I'm like, how'd that be offside? I don't know.
But don't.
And no
yeah,
comparison.
yeah. But don't bash on the people that are trying to get into it just because they're new, and just because we got an NHL team. Don't bash on them.
Well, and that's what
it's
we're
a
here
new
to,
thing.
We're here to educate that
Yeah,
too, though. Like
yeah.
it's not. We're not.
It's
here
an
to-
amazing sport. We want to build this sport. Hockey
Yeah.
is looked at as like the redheaded stepchild in most cases, and I'm actually gonna.
Well, in reference to that though, like
I'm gonna run off on this for a second.
Go.
Hockey is treated like the redheaded stepchild in sports, and it kind of pisses me off. And I'll bring up one thing about it. Bleacher Report. Looking at you, Bleacher Report. Your app sucks, and I deleted it. We had NHL playoff games happening, and I go to the top game. I'm trying to figure out what time the games are on, right? And that was like the only sports app that I had on my phone at the time. And I'm opening it, and I'm like, all right, top games. I click on the top games tab. There's playoff games happening this day,
Yeah.
and not a single NHL game is listed, and that is insane to me. That is, oh man, I gotta wash my mouth. But that's just a quick example.
Puck
you,
you.
know? Like
Puck you,
that
Bleacher
is
Report.
fucking crazy. Yeah, but seriously, like, why? We're in the Stanley Cup playoffs,
Well, and
you're not, and it's not listed as a top game. That is
So
insane.
can I
to me.
spiral out of control on this one?
Yes, go for it.
Think about this: boxing,
Yeah,
motocross,
great,
baseball,
all great.
football, hand-eye coordination, on ice,
Yeah,
speed,
yeah.
agility,
speed.
tips,
Holy
everything.
cow!
Combine
Holy
all
cow.
that. Combine
And
all
I'm-
that.
yeah.
And fighting, right?
Holy cow!
Let's go into that.
You got it. So
What exactly?
I'm bringing up the
Coordination with
sheer
everything.
fact, like hockey on TV. I get it, guys. There's sometimes
It's quick. You got to
it's-
understand the game.
You
got to
understand the game,
and then be
there's-
patient watching because you're not going to see the puck,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're not
Until
gonna see
you
it.
get to know the game.
Until you know it,
So
right.
a buddy of mine, right?
Go
I'll
ahead.
say Severe.
Yep.
You know Severe.
Yep.
When I lived in Syracuse, he literally, I'm not watching this on basketball, right?
Yeah.
I shut the puck up, right? He's straight up. No, I'm dead serious.
Love it.
Is what I told him.
I love it.
I was
That's
like,
our
no,
little
we're
pun
watching
that we're doing.
yeah.
Puck.
Well, and
We gotta be
regardless.
careful. We're on YouTube.
Anyway, so I literally, we're watching hockey, and this was during the Hawks era when they went, 2011, 10, 14, or 13, 15. Won the 3 in like the 5 years, right?
Yeah.
He's like, well, I don't
didn't watch
understand.
it.
Yeah, I don't understand
You
it.
didn't
No, he was
understand
sitting
it?
right next to
Yeah.
me. He's like, I don't understand it. So as I explained it, years down the road now to this day, even I still get texts.
Hitting
Did
you
you
up."
watch that game? Did you see this? Did you? And he loves the game.
Yeah.
It's just an understanding.
Yeah.
It's just getting to know
Yeah.
the game and knowing what you're actually watching.
Yeah.
It's not just big hits. It's not just fighting. It's like there's a reason for everything that goes in.
Yeah.
Involved to
And
the
I'll
game.
tell you guys.
Like I'm telling you, it's fascinating. And
It is
we'll
so
get into
fast.
it.
We're gonna call it
is.
fascinating.
Oh, absolutely fascinating.
Holy cow.
Yeah, holy puck.
Okay, so so I've been to like 4 NHL games. 3 of them at the barn in Vegas.
Welcome to the barn, by the way.
And then this is the barn, not the studio.
Just teasing.
And then I've been to a Avalanche game at their home, and I'll tell you what, I've sat in upper bowl and lower bowl. There's nothing like lower bowl hockey.
Well,
If you want to engage in this sport, and you want to be a fan, and you're like on the fence, you're like, I don't know, it's kind of boring sometimes.
There should be no fence.
Go buy
There's
some
only
tickets.
glass and boards if you're a fan.
Go buy some tickets, get lower bowl, and go to an NHL game, and your mind will be made up. It's insane. It's so fast.
You know what? Even
it's
upper bowl.
hard hitting. It's crazy. Like in the blink of an eye, the games are over, and you're just like, holy cow! Like, what did I just watch?
Where'd we park?
Yeah. Where's our car?
Where do we go now?
No, seriously. It's
Do it
like
again.
it's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like when a game ends, you're like, oh my gosh. That was so intense. But dude, they're a blast. They're so much fun. Especially live. And then once you understand the game and you can start watching them on TV and whatnot. But should we jump into Hockey for Dummies?
Let's go.
Let's go. We're diving into it.
I don't know what to say now.
Imagine in a world
There can only be one
where there is people that don't know hockey.
Really? Just teasing.
Hey,
That's
I
all
might
know.
go for the announcer job at the hockey game too, or at the Utah. Because I've posted a lot of videos of me announcing all the potential names. Should I just do a couple?
Just go for whatever you want, man.
Please welcome out on the ice the Utah Yetis.
No.
That's
Mammoth.
a hard no.
Mammoth.
Yeah. So let's dive into that real quick. Yetis,
No.
guys. Yetis has nothing to do with Utah. And the Colorado
Okay,
Avalanche
not only that-
already used the Yetis
Yeah.
as their mascot.
Not
Like
only
we
that-
can't piggyback
Yeah,
off of them.
not only that, but
they're
like,
going to be our rival. They're in their same division
the
as us.
Avalanche already have a freaking Yeti footprint on
their jersey.
Well, I know this has been talked about countless times. I don't want to dive too deep because it's
beating a dead horse.
Well, in all fairness, beating the dead horse, it's like, you know what? Like, Utah, get it together.
Yeah.
Like, the Blizzard,
Come on.
Avalanche, come on.
And people are like, I just like the Blizzard
Speaking
because
of-
it has two Z's, and so does
Well,
the Jazz.
yeah,
you know
no,
what?
yeah,
this
exactly.
is the hockey. This
Nope.
is the NHL, the
Nope.
National Hockey League.
Hey, no
This is
pucking
not
around.
the NBA.
Yeah, no pucking around. I'm serious. Like, you've got
Seriously.
two. It doesn't matter about that. Like, let's not piggyback
Yeah.
in reference off of what they are doing. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Mammoth.
Let's jump into it.
I
Please
dive-
welcome out on the ice the Utah Mammoth.
Sounds way better.
Oh, it's so good.
And not Mammoth.
Dude, the branding could be so on point.
And that's
the jerseys,
the history.
Yeah,
I mean,
and as
there's-
a sound guy, the sounds that I could use. Ooh, after somebody gets a goal and
just in general, like the history of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
And,
you gotta look
Utah
into
is
it.
known for Mammoth.
Yeah, we found like one of the first mammoth
Yep.
here. You know, and it's not. You don't say mooses. You know, let's
Yeah.
be clear.
Meese.
Meese, yeah, the Mises, yeah, the Moosies, you know,
The Mooses?
the Moosey Ceesees, yeah, the Moosey Ceesey.
Yeah, you don't say that.
No,
So
you don't.
Yeah, that's
It's
why we're not running with
the
the plural,
mammoth.
the mammoths.
And it's even if you go with the Yeti, unfortunately,
If
it's
it makes you feel
Yeti.
better, you can put an apostrophe at the
No,
end
you
of
don't.
the
You
H.
still don't do that. You don't do that. You just don't. That's not how that
Yeah,
works.
it's the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Outlaw?
Outlaws.
Please
That's
welcome
an
out on the
outlaw.
ice the Utah Outlaws.
Well, that goes back to Butch Cassidy. Let's be history.
Yeah.
I mean, there's history here.
I don't
You know,
hate the
Gold
Outlaws.
Rush.
I kind of like it.
Well, yeah, but
I don't
in all
hate it.
fairness, like we're a very religious state.
Yeah,
That's not going to be
increasingly
that's not gonna
getting less, but yeah.
happen. Well, that's because
Yeah.
inflation.
Yeah,
We're not going there.
Well, yeah, people are moving
Regardless.
into Utah.
Yeah, we are
Utah
Utahns,
sucks.
so-
Don't move here.
Yeah, it sucks.
It
Do not
sucks so
come here.
bad.
You
The
need to
weather
leave.
sucks. The mountains actually aren't
Yeah.
great at all.
I
There's
feel
mountain
like-
lines
yeah.
everywhere. I ran away from one the other day.
Dude, one got me in the army the other day.
yeah,
Look at that.
holy shit.
I had to
I
fight
mean,
it off.
crap.
Luckily, I've got a beard. I'm telling you. Outlaws.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like the Outlaws.
I don't hate it.
But
I don't hate
at the
it.
same time, that's
Yeah.
not. I mean, that everybody's cross contaminating
Yeah.
that with
What's
like.
the other one?
Well, they're cross contaminating that with
Thought I
like
just saw
lacrosse
those.
and stuff, and it's like who. That's
Yeah, like, come
off
on.
season. That's
Yeah.
off season of hockey. If you're gonna play lacrosse,
Like,
that's off
don't-
season of hockey.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
Like if it was like.
But that's also a Colorado thing.
Yeah. But
like,
if they
why are we trying to follow?
If we were trying to do like the Raptors or something, I could see that because we have the Ogden Raptors.
Well, that's baseball.
Yeah.
And so that's.
But are you
going to
have two teams that are called the same thing?
No, because that's conflict of interest.
Exactly.
But I mean, Golden Eagles, Golden Knights. That's not the same thing. But that's a right.
Whoa, hang on. We got breaking news live on the podcast.
What?
NHL Utah. Hey, shout out to NHL in Utah. You guys have been so supportive of us. They're going to help us out with our podcast. I don't know who's running the page, but they love me and I love them. And we have jerseys.
I know.
We have jerseys.
Yeah.
No. Have you seen the renderings?
Yeah. The slide. Yep.
What?
Sorry. Already knew that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
Wow. I mean,
I didn't want to bring that up.
I'm pumped about it. Just because it's movement, right?
Well, that's for a year. So
yeah. And
in regard, though,
we're gonna be known as the Utah Hockey Club.
But
for the
in
first
regard,
year.
though, we have as of now. Let's put it this way: the color rendering, right?
Yeah.
So
Right here.
so with the color rendering, huge shout out.
I bought this before we even knew.
Support of youth.
Youth hockey. I bought this from a youth hockey fundraiser.
Girls youth hockey.
Youth
hockey.
Yeah, at the Ogden Ice Sheet.
Yep.
Loved it. Had to get it. It's going on the podcast.
Hey, huge shout out to you as well for coming. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Big support. Thank you.
Names. So we've dived into all of them. What am I missing? One. I've done the
Venom
and
and Hockey Club.
Okay. All right.
We're not a
give
soccer
you an
team.
idea of
We're not a
what-
soccer team.
Yeah.
I don't even care to go into the other ones.
I'll give you an idea of
because
what
we
it's
already
going to
know the
sound
top.
like.
We already know the tops.
Yeah, I'll give you an idea of what it's going to sound like for this first season.
And I
Please
hope
welcome out on the ice the Utah Hockey Club.
No, not a chance. I mean, it sounds good.
I don't even know what to play with music for that.
I'm not taking anything away from how good you sound,
Yeah.
but don't waste your energy on those.
So, is there any music in the Breakfast Club that I could use for
Breakfast
that
Club.
for the first year? Good classic movie there. That's the only thing that I can think of. That's me thinking on my toes of like what music could I play for the Utah Hockey Club?
Yeah, probably. Never mind. I'm not going to go into
I don't
that.
know.
I'd probably sound like a butthole if I said that.
Yeah. So, anyways, but it's kind of I kind of like it though because it's going to be like history.
No, you don't.
No, and I'll tell you why.
No, you don't.
I'll tell you why.
No, you don't.
No,
I don't wanna hear it.
I'm not talking about the name. I'm
The
talking
hockey
about
club?
the
No.
movement behind it. I'm
Of
not
the hockey
talking about
club?
the name. Listen.
So if there's a movement behind it, there's a name.
But listen.
Okay.
So we're gonna do. We need a. I object with the
Puck
goal
you.
horn.
Puck
Okay.
you.
So Utah Hockey Club is going to be for 1 year.
Right.
If you think about it, that's going to be history.
Well,
Dude,
yeah.
if we can get our hands on some jerseys and some
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's just going to be
No,
cool to look
no,
back on
absolutely.
like 20, 30 years from now.
Yeah, reiterate that before I start going.
Yeah, I changed your mind.
No. You're absolutely correct, though.
Yeah,
I
it'll
mean,
be
with
cool.
that,
It'll be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, obviously we don't want that name forever, but it'll be good.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
so.
no, it won't. But it'll be cool to look back on and be like, look,
No.
like it just this puck alone, dude. Like we can look
Holy
back and
puck.
say, "Holy puck, that was the first Utah name." Oh my gosh!
Ermagerd. No, you're not wrong though. I mean, that's
Yeah,
facts.
it'll be cool.
You're actually absolutely right. I mean,
Yeah.
your shirt right here.
Yeah,
Boom. That's huge.
Established in
That's huge.
2020. Oh,
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
huge.
So look, we were at like an hour basically, and we promised you guys something special.
I know.
And Destin hasn't even watched this video yet.
I know.
I kind of cheated and
You did
watched it
cheat.
just to make sure like everything was in order.
You're welcome.
I
Just
was doing my
teasing.
homework, right? Just wanted to make sure it was all good. So, with that being said, Destin, our guy here is
big
going to
time.
be helping us out. He is going to be honestly like I don't know what's going to happen with this.
I do.
I
kind of do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
I'm not trying to
he's-
hold anything.
Yeah. He's
You know.
excited about what we're doing, right? He's
I've-
getting involved. He's gonna come to Utah.
But
he's gonna get involved in one way or another, and it could go from. we don't know.
There's a lot of good things.
I mean,
coming
we could
from it.
have Wayne Gretzky on this. No, I'm just kidding.
I would not. Sorry, Wayne.
I'm just kidding.
I tried to meet you in Arizona when you were on the team. You were a butthole.
Okay, so with that being said, Destin has not seen this video, and I think he's finally ready to see it.
Yeah.
Destin, here we go.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my mic so you can kind of hear it as you're.
Hey, Destin and Cole. Thomas Greiss here, 14-year NHL veteran. couple Olympics, and mostly played for San Jose and the New York Islanders. Very excited to listen to your podcast coming up. Can't wait to hear it all the good news. And yeah, I'm very excited to come out to Utah too. There are a couple of hockey camps. Always great work with kids, and very excited if you guys finally have an NHL team out there. See you guys.
So there we go. Thomas Greiss,
Thomas.
14-year veteran, goalie for, mainly the New York Islanders and the San Jose Sharks. Destin flipped his hat around. He's representing the New York Islanders now. But, dude, just such a stand-up guy.
Oh, humble. Such a genuine guy. Been in the works with him for a while. I'm getting huge shout out, Thomas. Completely appreciate you.
Yeah. We love your support, man.
Well, everything he's doing for the community, everything he's doing for.
He's been here once?
A few times. He loves mountain biking. Shout out.
He's big mountain biker.
Yeah.
We're trying to get him to move here.
Literally.
We're also trying to get him an iPhone so we don't have to text with green bubbles.
Yeah, right. Still love the guy. No, he's amazing. I've been in communications with him for a long time. He is coming to Utah, just so you're aware.
So if you have youth that
goalies, camps,
if you have
stuff
a youth
like
goalie, that's my nephew. Shout out Rafe. Let's go.
Rafe. Yep,
we're gonna get him in on it.
Big buzz with him. I actually have people all over Wyoming, Vegas, even Nevada, Idaho coming down that want to be a part of what he's got going. Yeah. He's getting established with it, and he's actually more so there. Yeah. We've talked about like a winter session for a brief thing, cool. And then like almost like a 2 week, whatever we come up with on camps this summer, upcoming summer as well.
So how do those camps work? Do the kids is it like you stay here, we pay for your room and board, and it's just like every day, all day hockey?
They cover everything. Yeah, pretty much. Dude, so sick. They cover everything. So it's going to be cool. Like there's going to be, it'll be, and I don't want to under promise and over deliver because it's not my camp, right? But
the potential
camps,
for it.
Well, with camps that I've been to, right? Like you're boarded, you come down or you're here, right? Like whether you're local or not. Yeah. You'll go into morning session where you get a light breakfast. You have I like an itinerary, an addendum of what you're going to do that day. Yeah. Like skills with
just
sessions.
Super set up and organized.
Like shot. Yeah. Like but at the end of the day, it's like Thomas will be here, and then there's like a few goalies that will help with certain things over here, and you just kind of rotate. But then you do off ice training of goalies and like stretching. I don't know. It's very very in depth. Like
so he loves what we're doing. He loves what we're doing.
Strength and conditioning. Oh yeah.
He's gonna come on the podcast. We're gonna have him. Hopefully one day we're gonna have him up in the studio. And when I say studio, I mean the barn.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's gonna be here. He's gonna be, he said, quote, send me information and I'm gonna send it to my contacts, Who knows what this could turn into? He's trying to help out, and he's such a humble dude, and absolutely. I couldn't be more happy to have him
and hey,
involved.
Huge shout out to him. Like I said, hey, you're the man, Tom.
We got
we had this conversation.
We've got his jerseys showing up on our wall.
He popped off earlier. I'm a Thomas too, so Thomas is a good name.
So super excited to have him. We don't know what this relationship is going to turn into, but it's going to be great.
It's a relationship, and he's such a good dude. I promise you, like I know that he is.
He welcomed me. I walked into like our first phone call. I was like, "Hey, what's up, dude? I'm just like this guy that plays music for hockey." And he was just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like he's just
now you need to go start buying trading cards so you can get them signed.
Yeah, right. I know.
I've got 3 of them from the kids. No. It's
for
awesome.
The kids, Destin.
My kids. My kids have 3 of them.
No,
so
I know. Oh, well, you didn't sneak them into your own nightstand late at night. And
no, we're actually going to get those PSA graded so that we can. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Just teasing. We're not selling anything. Yeah. Thomas is the man. I appreciate him, and huge shout out to you, sir. I mean that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excited to have him. Excited for, man.
Everything.
I mean, just so many things.
Well, and I want to keep going, but I can't. I can't because last time I popped off,
Yeah.
I said too much.
Yeah, we've got other things in the works, and we're just gonna keep improving and just keep getting better. And
Thank you for your guys' support.
yeah,
Most importantly,
we want to. And another thing, like to piggyback off of the Thomas Greiss thing, like we want this to be an outlet in a way for possible like retired NHL players in a sense. To tell us their story, tell us how their career went. What are you doing today?
How they grew up.
Yeah,
What
how did you grow up?
with?
What are you doing today? What kind of side ventures are you going on? Like, we don't want you guys to be forgotten about. We want you to be able to tell your story.
And it's got to be a little obsessive. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I was the same way. My mom kicked my freaking puck in the dirt to, if you will. You know, that's just a sensory thing. But I mean, I went through.
Callie's gonna censor our.
Well, and in regard, I went through like literally 2 garage doors from shooting pucks all day. Like the back, and then she's like, "Don't shoot any more pucks at the garage." And I was like, "Okay." So I opened the garage. Then we didn't have.
There's a car window.
Then we didn't have drywall. Like, you know what I mean? No. It was like then there was no drywall. There's still probably pucks in my old house.
Nice.
You know, like
patched over.
it's just whatever happened with that.
Speaking of holes
just
in the wall,
like.
I mean,
Oh,
we've been
goodness.
working on this. We've been working on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like
The holes in the wall. You got spackle. Shut up. You got spackle sitting right here. He's all, I'm gonna get my ass. Puck, I'm gonna get my puck kicked in.
So anybody that's married, anybody that has. Honestly,
hey, let
even if
kids
you're
be kids and shoot pucks in walls.
I mean, my wall after these decorations went up, it probably looks like Swiss cheese.
Hey, let the kids be kids and shoot some pucks in the
Yeah, I do. My
in the
daytime
puck and
job.
wall.
My daytime job. I measure stuff for a living, and in this
Sheesh.
wall, I missed the measurements sometimes.
Well, who cares about the
And that
measurements?
happens, you know.
Let kids
So
be
this wall-
kids.
this
Shoot the
wall
damn
is-
puck in the wall. Don't get mad at them, all
But
right?
shout out to the wives that love your husbands.
Exactly. Trust the process. with
Yeah,
that.
trust us.
Let them have their moment.
It
you
may
know?
look like Swiss cheese under the jerseys, but what does it look like right now? And that's all we're worried about.
I'm not worried about shit other than let your kids have fun. Let them shoot pucks into a garage. Just make sure the garage is open.
And
You can
shout
fix
out-
drywall easier than a damn garage door.
And shout out to the husbands, right? That measured once
and got cut twice.
He should have measured twice.
But he only cut once.
But you know what? I feel that. I'm right there with you.
No, it's
but,
amazing.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get creative with this podcast, right? I have a very creative mind. I like to think outside of the box, and I think we're going to build on that with this podcast.
I think we're there.
Just overall fun. I mean, our launch has just been the expectation that I had going into this was, we're just gonna sit in this dark studio alone and like I'm just gonna upload it on Spotify. But
Well, in all fairness, I thought it was going to be like a mom and pop shop.
yeah. But
I literally
but
was
the more
like, oh,
you
yeah,
started
Mom's
talking,
basement.
the more you started talking about like your contacts, and then like we started talking to other people.
Well, teamwork make the dream work, baby.
yeah,
There's
it's
no I in
crazy.
team unless you look at the A,
Yeah.
like everybody can in the perspective.
We've got some other things like and we're very local based. We want to help out the local community.
Well, and they're helping us too.
Yeah,
And I mean that'll come time.
yeah.
That'll come
And
time.
we're gonna be mainly based with hockey talk, right?
Right.
And I mean we've
Well,
been,
and down the road
but if we
can
go,
shift.
if we, yeah,
I mean,
if we
we're-
go down
we're
these
where we're at.
rabbit holes of like how I got a hole in one. I mean,
Well,
we
good
can talk
God.
about that if you want.
Well, do you want to go golfing tomorrow?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What time? Set up the
Actually,
tea time.
Saturday. We're going
Okay.
Saturday.
Bet.
Yeah.
You want to go 5 on
So
it?
yeah, but anyways.
I bet you a buffalo
But yeah,
nickel.
we're gonna be heavily focused on hockey, especially Utah hockey, right?
I've got a lot of communications in process that,
Yeah.
like, I know we've talked
Local
about.
players.
Oh yeah, I mean, so to put it lightly, I mean, and this is fair. I can say this. I think I can say this. I've got players from Sweden, Finland that are playing professional hockey over that way. A lot of Utah Hockey Network that are very high up with what they're doing.
And that just
And I'm not too much detail, but just
I mean that just ties into
retrospective.
to what we're trying to do here. We
Yeah,
want
yeah.
people to come on here
That are
we want you to
educated
talk
more
about,
than what we are.
We want to hear your story.
Yeah,
dude,
100%.
Everybody has a story.
Yeah,
and I
and
love listening to people's stories.
we're not here to dive
fun.
into like your business
Yeah.
of indulgence of stuff.
Tell us what you want to tell us. I don't
Yeah,
care. Like,
yeah. Be open, be present, and
Yeah.
let's have fun. Yeah. And it's a good thing. I mean, it's really a good thing. And I appreciate you, most importantly, for allowing me to be here. So,
I mean,
sincerely.
When I thought of this, I was like, there's only one person. You know?
There can only be one.
There can only be one. But
No.
you know, at the end of the day, we're here. We made it, Destin. We've been working so hard to get here.
I know.
And great things come with time, right? Like I said, we're a little bit late. There's a lot of people popping off right now. And if you are in a podcast, look, we're not trying to compete with you. We're not.
We don't have to.
We'll be here and you'll be here. And if you guys want to work together,
let's collaborate.
Hit us up. Let's collaborate. Let's talk. Anything that we can do to build the local hockey NHL community.
Anything community-wise. I mean, like now's the hot camaraderie. From the bottom of Bikini Bottom.
Cheers to that.
Welcome to the barn.
This has been episode 1 of The Puck Drop. We are a Utah-based podcast, and we are here to spread Utah, NHL, Utah, hockey, Utah, youth, you name it. We are here to do that, and it's going to be a great time, and it's going to be a great ride.
Hey, welcome, Ryan Smith. I can't wait to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Ryan Smith. Hire me as your NHL music guy, or as your announcer, or as your director of entertainment. I don't care. I just want to... I want to work for the NHL.
I'm just here to talk chop.
Yeah.
Chop,
you know
talk.
what? I have a finishing thought. I actually typed this in our notes today. No, seriously, this is a good one.
No, bring it up.
So
Right.
Dana White, I saw this video
Dana
today,
White.
UFC guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, of course.
And I'm gonna finish with this.
Callie's like, I'm on to go home.
The key. Here we go.
Just
Here's a little. Are we still filming? We're good.
we still filming. Oh, it didn't even record.
Right? She's like, I got none
Shit.
of you.
Well, that was a good segment.
So here's a little quote
teasing.
that I heard from Dana White today, and shout out to my buddy Cody for sending me this because I think he felt that I felt connected to this quote, which
Did
I
you
do,
feel it, though?
and I feel.
Did you feel like that? Though?
Felt the energy.
You felt that?
I
though?
felt the energy.
There can only be one.
There can only be one. So, the key. Here we go. The key to being successful in life is knowing what you want to do. Once you know who you are and you know exactly what you want to do, you get up every day and you grind until you get it.
Yeah.
And this is what we've been doing, dude. This is what I want to do. I know who I am. I know that I love hockey.
course.
And I know that I'm
Without a
born
doubt.
to be on a microphone. My dad has been on the microphone for 50 years next year.
Absolutely.
50 years next year.
I thought he was 55.
No.
I'm just teasing.
He's older than 50.
I know, I'm just
He has, but anyways,
I'm
in
just
Utah
teasing.
alone.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been on the microphone in Utah
Absolutely.
for 50 years next year on a microphone in Utah. And that is just... It's just in my blood. It's in my DNA. I'm born to be on a microphone, and we're here to do this correctly.
In all fairness, like I wholeheartedly agree with you. Man.
I'm pumped about it.
Like
I can't wait.
you brought me on just to have conversation.
Yeah.
Right. I talk a lot. I do.
Oh,
and
I
it's
need
just
somebody
shop
that
talk,
can
right?
explain icing. No, I'm just
Well,
kidding.
there's the rule book.
Yeah,
buddy.
we got a rule book here.
No. Thank you again. And you. This should be you. This is
been
you.
great.
This is you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
and I'm
hockey is
here to
you.
promote you. You know.
Yes.
And hockey is me, and I'm not going away. I coach.
Yeah,
you know,
you're staying right here.
I coach 2 teams. I've got 5 kids on
Yeah.
7 teams.
Yep.
It's expensive, right?
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to take time out of my day to be able to come do this, and I mean that. If it weren't for everybody else in our corner, all of ours, you
Yep.
know, we're in the same corner, right?
Yeah. And thank you guys. Everybody that's supported so far.
Shout out everybody.
It's incredible.
Yeah. It's fascinating. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just having conversations.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, if you've got questions, ask.
So we'll end with that.
So.
Episode 1 of The Puck Drop is officially underway, and we will be releasing episodes every week. Look out for merch.
Yep.
Look out for surprise guests.
Shout
Look
out.
out for all of that.
Shout out Hockey Stops.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Shout out Hockey Stops.
Local
Thank you.
Ogden Ice Sheet
Yep.
right down the road. Hey,
This is
Corey,
going to be great.
Yep.
Thank you guys
so much.
Signing out. We are
We're here.
out.